Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk Conquest, the last argument of kings, and we're going to talk the Spires in particular, because they received some points and rules changes updates to the faction. The Spires are one of the most, I think, unique factions in Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings. An elf army that features 0 elves. And if you don't know exactly what I mean by that, it's that they are these incredibly long-lived alien beings, sort of elf-like, I guess, in that sense of, really high knowledgeable and long-living, that don't actually fight their own battles. They make these flesh-crafted monstrosities to fight their battles for them. Hence, an elf army with 0 elves is how I like to think of them. But anyway, they saw some points and rules changes in the latest updates from Parabellum Wargames, and if you would like to see all these updates and stuff like that, you can go find all the rules, including the core rules, for free on Parabellum's website. So just go on Google and type in like Parabellum Conquest Last Argument of Kings rules or something like that, and you'll find them all. With that said though, let's get cracking on and let's check out all the changes for the Spires. And so we start with points changes first of all. So Spires saw stuff go up and down, which I always think is the best way to address points. You bring the stuff that is perhaps too cheap and doing too well up, and you bring the stuff that is not doing well at all down. You bring things together. I think this is the correct way to do it, and I'm really happy to see this sort of done with the Spires here. So first of all, we've got the Mimetic Assassin has gone up 10 points, and it does have some extra rules and stuff now, of which we'll talk about in a sec. And then the Ferromancer has gone down 10 points. So cool. Nice little changes there, bringing those two sort of characters maybe somewhere in line for the two of them. In our light units, the Vanguard Clone Infiltrators have gone up, while all our other light units have stayed the same. In the mediums, we've then had the Marksman clones go down while the Onslaught drones go up. Once again, just bringing things closer together rather than putting them either both to, being too good or one to being bad, with the other one still being bad for its points cost at that. We've then seen Heavies of the Centaur Avatura going up 15 points, and they've had some other changes as well, and then the Desolation Beast going down 15 points. On mutations, we've had a few changes around that, and we'll get into them in a second, but Architect's Touch hasn't had any rules changes or anything like that. It's just changed, going down 5 points. With that all said, let's get looking deeper into the rules for all the units, and then we'll go into all the other sort of stuff that's changed for the Spires. So let's get into unit rules and see what's changed there. And so then we go looking at the rules changes to our particular units. This isn't including any brand new rules or anything like that. We'll go through some stuff in a second for a few of those things. But just on the, lay low of this. First of all, the Biomancer has its Men Flesh rule. The range of that is now 8-inch instead of its previous range. And the Higher Clone Executor can now resolve 2 tactics with tactical tier 2 retinues. So some nice little changes to our characters there. The Brute Drones have gained the Oblivious rule. So Oblivious is when they fail their morale checks, so you only receive 1 wound for every 2 failed morale checks instead of 1 for every 1 fail. And then Heavies, the Centaur Avatura, have gone to Defense 3, and the Incarnate Sentinels have gone to 5 attacks. So some nice, simple changes here, just sort of balancing out the units. I can't wait to get my Centaur Avatura. I really, really like those models. And so we start looking at the Spire rules changes across the army for various different things. First of all, our Masteries. We've got the Mastery of Flesh, the Synaptic Coordination ability, which is brand new. So this costs 10 points, and it's only for a Ferromancer or a Biomancer. Instead of using either the Men Flesh ability or the Pheromone Gland Burst action, which either character has options to use, the character stand allows you to see the top 2 cards of your opponent's command deck. This is awesome for an ability. Being able to sort of plan ahead and sort of see what your opponent's going to do, or at least trying to figure out what your opponent's going to do. I love this ability. We then have mutations for the Ferromancer Biomancers. Again, we've got the Biomantic Plague node, where wherever a wound is allocated to the character stand, you roll a d6. On the score of a 4 or less, the enemy regiment or character stand of your choice within 6 inch also has a wound allocated to it. However, on the roll of a 1, all enemy regiments and characters within 6 inch will suffer the effect. Really cool ability there from that. We've then got the Avatar Projection, which now gains, or gives you rather, +2 attacks, +1 clash, and cleave 1. Next up, we've got some of these mutations, one for the Executor, Assassin, and Highborn. Enhanced Reactions now gives Tenacious special rule to the units, where each time an entry with the special rule performs an injury roll, discard 1 failed dice without effect. And then we've got the Mimetic Assassin, who now has the Chameleonic Epidermis as a baseline ability built into their profile, where once per turn the character may perform the Seek New Escort action for free. The Seek New Escort action ignores the limitation of either of the 2 regiments being engaged with an enemy regiment. So some really nice updates all around for a bunch of Spires units. And so, more rules changes as well. The Spires got a ton of rules changes. We then have a Supremacy ability rule change for the Hindclone Executor. The command cards drawn may not be used to further draw activation cards from your command deck. Any rules that would normally allow you to do so are ignored. So it stops him sort of stacking draw effects with his ability. We then get sub-faction rules changes. So the Underspire, first of all, for Feromanters only. The Unnumbered Menagerie. While the Warlord is on the battlefield, all Force-grown drone regiments in the army gain the Regeneration 4 special rule, really nice. And then we got one for the Directorate for the Biomantis or Hindclone Executor only, which is personalized epigenetic triggers. Regiments that have the burnout as part of their characteristic profile now ignore the 1 burnout per round limitation from this rule. And finally, some other small changes. Biomancies now trigger after all other draw events, and catabolic nodes now explode before clash actions are resolved. So, some nice cleaning up of a bunch of things, making sure all the rules work as intended, and some slight little changes on things there as well. All in all, really good updates for the Spires. What do you think if you're a Spires player of all these little changes? Let us know in the comments below. Love to hear from everyone on what they think of it all. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. And also, why not drop us a comment below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Cinderful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the video's description to our Discord server. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel more and in another way, you can do so either by supporting on Patreon or YouTube members. You can do either of these by following the links in the video's description, and as a special thing for everyone who does, would like to give a shout out first of all to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domer, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Samuel. And a special shout out as well to our YouTube members: Greenrich Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, and Sean Scott. Lastly, a special thank you to, first of all, Lady Watchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel you can see here, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for our Discord server, making sure it all works nice and properly over there. Thank you all for watching once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.